Halifax as Hankinson gets the match underway with a kick, which Morell comes forward for. Halifax let it bounce and Swinton have it back from the kick-off. Well, it's a bit hope that's not the pattern that continues throughout this game. Scott Morell held back, let the ball bounce, and it was Tyson who recovered it for the Swinton Lions. Ganson in at half-back, out to Ben Austin, and Austin running at the Halifax line, and already Swinton are sensing something early on. Ball run across the backs, and Billsborough just caught before he could get the pass away. Smart pass to the left hand side is to Rodri Lloyd, the Welsh international, came through the Wigan Academy and Lee Centurions, and Grady there to rescue the situations. He looks for an offload and probably thinks better of it in front of his own post. Ben Heaton comes up from acting half with Halifax players shouting at the referee for the offside. Off goes Ben Kay from dummy half, and Halifax returning the ball smartly with interest up to the 30-metre line already with Will Marr. Ed Barber goes over the 40. And now Simon Griggs takes Halifax into the Swinton half for the first time by 8 metres, but the referee Marcus Griffiths signalling the last tackle, and Morell gets his kick away. Mullen waits underneath it, brings the ball back. It's quite small man, he's the Lions fullback, so he's easily tackled by Fairbank and Johnson. Here comes Hankinson taking the ball up. Halifax trying to keep the Lions in their own half of the field. Mike Butt comes in from the wing, takes the ball up. Scoop from dummy half. Ganson waits patiently, gives it inside to Ben Austin. And Swinton have taken the ball back up to the Halifax 40-metre line, and we'll reach the last tackle on this set, and it's a high kick. And Halifax won't be hanging about this time. Ben Heaton safe underneath it. And I think Kieran Moss actually called for it at one point then, but Ben Heaton taking the Lions defensive line on his own. A lateral run, not going too far forward. Will Sharp will carry the ball up 10 metres. Kay gives it to Barber, who'll come a long way to support that play. And Ed Barber has 3 players around him. The referee has decided there was a Swinton player too high there, so Halifax will get the first penalty. So an opportunity maybe for Halifax to show what they can do as they reach halfway with a kick. First real attack with a number of tackles in the Swinton half, and Will Marr trying to get up and play it quickly, but Andy Thornley slowing him down. Halifax continue the carry another 10 metres with Fairbank, and then Ben Kay to Morell, and Morell a short bullet pass to Chris Chester, but Chris Chester is crunching the tackle. Chester Butler rather. Offloading, Johnson kicks through for Grady and Tyra to chase, and well, he's in the in-goal area. Halifax are unable to keep him there, but could have been a Shepherd from the in-goal area. Mullen takes it forward. Chester Butler makes a big hit, but Tyson up from acting half. Tyson takes it over the 20. As Halifax are pinned back, Swinton doing well to carry it forward with Hanson going from acting half almost back to halfway. 3 Halifax defenders in on the tackle. Referee indicating last tackle again, so it'll be back to Hanson for the kick downfield, and Ben Heaton, well, he's not going to take the chance of it stopping in the in goal as he picks up and runs it back, and again return with interest on the kick, this time 20 metres more direct from Oh, Kieran Moss almost away there. Well, he's still fighting to get away from the tackle of Ganson, who needed assistance for two of his teammates. Griggs gets it to Will Sharp, and Sharp runs into 3 defenders. Halifax back to halfway. Still with plenty of tackles in the bag. Fairbank, route 1 up the middle, pushing the defenders back. Good leg drive from Fairbank. And he takes Halifax almost up to the 40. Morrell looking out wide now. Kieran Moss linking into the line, gets the pass away, and Tyson manages to force Barber into touch on the far side of the field. Great effort in defence from the Swinton Lions centre there on his opposite number, and Barber was probably might have made it a bit easier. Looked like he was always on the way to the touchline when he got the pass, or heading in that direction. Tyson just helping him a little further out of play. Well, evenly matched so far in the opening 7 or 8 minutes. Swinton try to bring it out of their own half with Hankinson the first carry, and usual normally a forward out the back taking the first drive, and back to Braycheck this time. Doesn't make too many metres up to the 40. Another strong run. Hanson looking for the support, gets it to Will Hope. Ganson gets the pass away. Tyson will be off down that far side, and he'll fight for every metre, will George Tyson, till he's put to the ground just inside Halifax 30, where the referee signals the last tackle again. And this time Billsbury decides to stay on the ground and drill the ball into touch on the far side. We've got Welsh internationals in Andy Braycheck's a former Welsh international, Irish international Will Hope, and Brad Billsbury, who came through the Saints Academy, was a Whitehaven player but had a lot of issues with travel, so came to Swinton. He's a German international. And although they're not trouble in the top tier yet, they're still an honour playing an international in any sport, no matter what it is. Grady taken down. Benkei to Griggs, ball goes away to Morrell, who gets the speculator away to Ed Barber. He cuts back inside and is wrestling with Rodri Lloyd until Lloyd gets some assistance from a posse of his teammates, and eventually Ed Barber wins the penalty. Well, 4 defenders around him. It's Andy Braycheck, the last man up. He'll be penalised. It looked like he just didn't want to let go of Braycheck there. So a second penalty for Halifax, and they will edge nearer that Swinton line with a kick from Morrell. Goes into touch on the 30. Still looking for the first score. Griggs will take the first drive up to the Swinton defence with about 10 minutes gone. Fairbank gets it to Will Marr, and Marr is dragged to the floor by 3 Swinton defenders. Benkei looks right, finds Fairbank to Morrell. Morrell goes on his own, as he so often does in that position, but can't find the gap in the Lions defence. Referee making, that's looked like it might have been forward, looked like he might have got a try out of it, but Will Sharp has been given forward. That first pass a little too quick to pass the ball. It looked forward, referee saw it and pulled it back. Halifax on the first way to the first try with Will Sharp, had that not been forward. Swinton They'll bring it out of their own red zone if they can. Fairbank and Kay with the tackle. Fairbank in again for a second tackle with Grady and Mark. Up to the 20 metre line. Halifax doing a good job so far. Hansen drop off ball inside to Braycheck, and Braycheck falls on the 40. Will they look for an early kick? Well, it doesn't look like it. Hansen still too close to the ruck. To Ben Austin, who's put down on halfway on the last tackle. Now they'll go back to Hansen for the kick. No real pressure on, and Ben Heaton will pick it up and look at his options. And another good kick return, carrying it over the 20 metre line. Grady takes the pass from Johnson and takes it over the 30. Kay gets it to Will Sharp. Sharp looks for a gap, but both sides find it difficult to break down the opposition defence. Fairbank. A tackle on the 40. By Thornley. Grady kicks through this time. Tyra's on a race with Mullen, and the full back will knock on with the pressure who's under from Tyra there. Had to make a play at the ball. And I think Steve Tyra's ploy was not to go for the ball, but just to intimidate the Swinton Lions full back a little bit, and Andy Braycheck's fallen to the floor. Clutching his knee. Plenty of Halifax supporters attending an away match again, making plenty of noise on the far side of the field. Well, Andy Braycheck back on his feet, seeing that Hankinson's now receiving attention. I think maybe just to give the Swinton side an opportunity to catch breath before Halifax make a challenge from this scrum to try and put first points on the board. Johnson feeds the scrum, long pass from K2. Morrell brings Chester Butler back on the inside, and Butler spun away from the initial contact with Hankinson, but was then dragged to the floor by three defenders. Fairbank, short and go from Fairbank to within a metre of the Swinton line. Ben Kay too far away from the scoop from dummy half, gets it to Mark. Morrell gets it off to Chester Butler, and Butler will go over this time for Halifax's first try. It's been a while in coming. Chester Butler has left somebody on the ground who tried to tackle him, but stormed onto that ball and had three defenders around him, but still had the strength and momentum to take him over the line and took the ball down. First points to Halifax on around 15 minutes. Swinton Lions 0, Halifax 4. Well, they've had to be patient of Halifax. They've shown composure and finally got an opportunity, all coming from back to mistake as Tyra put pressure on Mullen, the Swinton fullback. He knocked the ball on, and Halifax take full advantage from the ensuing 10 metre scrum. And Chester Butler, another try to enhance a growing reputation in this Halifax side. And that makes Chester Butler the second on the try scoring list in 2018. Halifax behind Steve Tyra. That's now 8 for the season in 13 games for Chester Butler. Well, he's being highly talked about as the next hot prospect. There's Chester Butler, and he's not doing anything to harm his reputation with another try. And Steve Tyra
score for Halifax.
52 goals for the season.
With a try converted by number 3, Stephen Tyra.
Halifax come away with the full 6 after Tyra converts Butler's try. And the restart is long and deep and too deep. And Halifax will be given a gift of a penalty. Well, there's quite a breeze blowing from left to right. An indicator there with the ball being carried way out from the kick-off. Wilmar running on strongly, 3 defenders to stop him, still trying to push himself, even facing backwards towards those Swinton posts. Morell pass out to Kieran Moss, and Moss drops the shoulder and goes towards the line and gets awfully close there, still going with the 2 defenders around him. And Halifax looking for a quick double as Morell almost loses the ball and then falls to a fairly easy tackle from the Lions defence on 10 metres. Wilmar to Johnston, Johnston to Grady, and Grady did well to keep hold of that. Well, he didn't. Hankinson putting pressure on and had the arms around the upper part of Shane Grady and was able to dislodge the ball from his grasp. So Halifax won't increase the scoreline at this on this occasion. Every opportunity to do so, but as Johnson came across, it looked as though there were perhaps too many players getting into that area around the ball where Grady was. A couple of Halifax players and 3 Swinton players all in a small area there, and the result was an error from Halifax as Tyson is wrestled to the ground by Griggs illegally, says the referee. There was an arm around the head. Swinton get the first penalty. It's put into touch by Jack Hansen. Former Leigh and North Wales Crusader. Swinton to go back to the middle where Kay and Ma waiting to make the tackle. Braycheck will take it up to halfway, and Wilmar, Simon Griggs and Ben Kay will make sure he doesn't get any further than that, and the pass out. Hansen gets it away. The players queuing up as Mullen comes into the line, but then gets clattered by Tyra and looks to have caught one on the nose there. Andy Thornley takes it up, and Hansen across the field. And Halifax are doing a good job with the defensive effort there, forcing the ball carrier back. That's a last tackle, and the kick will be put across to test Ben Heaton, and Heaton unable to take the ball, but it's still loose, it's still on the floor. There may be another kick, there is from Mullen, and Kieran Moss will take the ball, and the Swinton defenders throwing themselves all over Kieran Moss, then trying to get him back into the in-goal area, and Halifax struggling to get out of it, and Ben Heaton's clattered, and Ben Heaton has been forced to knock on by the Swinton defence. Well, there should have been no danger there on the last tackle. Halifax managed to deal with the danger of the kick, but couldn't meet with the aggression of the Swinton defence as Kieran Moss managed to get back in to play from the in-goal area, but Ben Heaton unable to do it with Three players launching themselves into that tackle on the Halifax line and forcing Ben Eaton to drop out to knock on, so an opportunity for Swinton Lions. As Rodri Lloyd is tackled by Butler and Fairbank. Looking to this right hand side, Hansen looking for players outside, and Ben Eaton has been taken on the outside by Mike Butt. For Mike Butt's 6th try of the season.
Try score for the Lions, number 5, Mike Butt.
Halifax defence was pulled into the middle and 2 long passes stretching out the Halifax defence, and Ben Eaton couldn't get hands on Mike Butt. So from defusing a ball on the 6th tackle, Halifax knock on. And just as Halifax did at the other end when Craig Mullen knocked on, Swinton do the same at the Halifax end of the field by taking advantage and getting the ball out wide. And Mike Butt was able to go in and score Swinton's first try. Almost 25 minutes gone. Well, Halifax, the defeat at Leigh brought to an end a 5-match winning run for Halifax last week. And the way they played last week, you would have expected that they'll be able to pick up where they left off, but not so against a lowly Swinton side who well, not well coached throughout the season, but well coached against Halifax, having only lost by 6 points earlier in the season. And Hankinson's kick misses the target, so Halifax retain the lead, but only by 2 points for now. And Hankinson disappointed with that effort. So the Swinton supporters, because it was in a kickable position. 38 goals this season for Hankinson, not to be his 39th yet, as Hansen underneath the ball gives it to Braycheck, and eventually Fairbank crawls his way to the ankles of Braycheck and brings him down. Mike Butt, the try scorer, well, almost finding a hole in the Halifax defence there, and they get back and somehow manage to bring him down on the 30-metre line. Tyson will come inside and look to do some work for his forwards. Gets to the 30. Ganson gets the short ball away to Ben Austin, who takes it over halfway. And Swinton making good progress with the ball in hand. Billsborough drop off ball, and the ball comes out to Ganson. Wasn't expecting it, but managed to continue it on and allow Swinton to make more metres with Will Hope. And Ganson kicks again to test Kieran Moss. Mike Butt knocks it in, and Ben Eaton rescues the situation for Halifax. Kieran Moss under pressure, and the Swinton defence are there again, but they're not going to put him back in the in-goal area this time. Will Sharp will take the ball up. Ben Kay looking for a quick play of the ball, was not going to get it. Grady gets it away to Griggs, shouts a forward pass again, listened to by the referee. Halifax must be wondering what they have to do. That's 2 forward passes that are being penalised, and Halifax will be hoping that they're not going to be punished again from an error. This one of their own making, rather than being forced to knock on, but the pass was quick, as was the last one that was pulled up for forward. Swinton looking to attack again. Thornley takes the ball inside. Hansen to Braycheck. Braycheck put down 10 metres out, and Ganson pops it up for Lloyd, and Lloyd drives towards the line, put down 3 metres away. Ganson is looking left and going left, throws a long pass out to Billsborough. Billsborough out to Mullen. Mullen with a kick behind Will Sharp, and Will Sharp unable to get it away, was he? Well, he was. There were tears then. I thought Tyson had touched the ball following up Mullen's kick, but Will Sharp had got his hands to it. And Halifax are going to be under pressure again as Swinton receive the ball from the dropout. Tyra. It's got about 45 metres where Hansen's put it inside to Braycheck, and Braycheck could run back towards the Halifax line. Ganson looks one way, turns right, finds Hope. Will Hope, that is. Ganson, Hansen, Braycheck again looking at break down this Halifax defence who are putting lots of numbers around the ball carrier and hoping that they don't get caught out wide out. But here comes Lloyd again, Hope rather. Will Hope was put down, and there's room out wide again as they try to undo the Halifax defence with a kick through, but this time Mullen's kick is too strong. Well, there was a lot of kicking practice going on long before the warm up, with both sides having players out just testing the ground for the 40-20 kicks and the kicks in the air. Kieran Moss, who said that the disappointment of League last week should spur Halifax on. Well, at the moment it's only spurred them on to a 2-point lead as Tyra tries to go through. And another Halifax penalty. That's 4 penalties to 1 as Dan Fleming comes on for Will Marr.
Another substitution for Halifax.
They did say Adam Tangata is on as well, so
17, Will Mayer.
Jacob Fairbank has left the field as well. So Griggs looking for Adam Tangata's first run, and it's a surge towards that Swinton line, takes him 5 or 6 metres. Ben Kay to Morell out to Kieran Moss, and Moss to Ed Barber, and Ed Barber almost stepping inside there. Tyson just managing to grab the ankles and bring him down. Dan Fleming out to Griggs to Johnson. Johnson shows one way, steps back inside and goes the other. We're running out of options. Halifax back within 10 metres. Griggs to Tangata, and well, Tangata well tackled by Hankinson. Quick play the ball. Tyra looking for a way through, and has he got the ball down? He hasn't, but he hasn't got over the line. It's the last tackle, so it's a kick through. Tangata goes for it, and that could be a Halifax penalty because Tangata was taken out late as he went through. There's the only one that went for the ball. The Swinton players are more interested in going for Tangata than they were the ball. And it looks like Swinton have another convenient injury. Will Hope going down on one knee. There's no rush from the Swinton medical staff to see to Will Hope. I think the referee just told him to get up and carry on there. Fleming will go to within 5 metres of the line. Ben Kay out to Johnson, had to bend down to get to that one. He was dipping away from us that pass, but he made it safe. Ben Kay out to Griggs to Morell out to Moss, and there's a big gap there for Kieran Moss to score his second try for Halifax on his second appearance.
Final score for Halifax, number 24, Kieran Moss.
Kieran Moss, 2 tries in 2 games for the former Penrith and Parramatta full back on loan from OKR till the end of the season. Well, he's got pace and guile and a step on him as well as Kieran Moss. And just settling the nerves for Halifax after Swinton having scored a try and then had a spell of sustained pressure in the Halifax red zone. Halifax have worked their way upfield again. It's come off not an error but an indiscretion from Swinton Lions. Adam Tangata late as he tried to chase down Ben Kay's kick through, giving the penalty, and Halifax, well, not interested in the 2 this time. Came away with a 4, which Steve Tyrer is looking to turn into 6, which would stretch the lead to 8 points. By no means omen hosed, but an 8-point gap puts a little bit more pressure on Swinton. Tyrer's second successful conversion
Stephen Tyrer
makes it Swinton 4, Halifax 12.
Replaces number 15, Benny Austin.
And Ben Austin leaves the field. Levi and Zongo on for Salford. Played for Toulouse and started his rugby career as a St Helens junior. Didon Zongo and Hankinson, a long deep kick again with Morel underneath it. Tangata with his arms open wide, inviting the pass from Morel and taking the ball back almost to the 20. Brandon Moore on for Halifax as Dan Fleming charges through. Enough numbers for Swinton to stop Dan Fleming, and the contact with a header Grix there, but the referee choosing to ignore that slap round the face. Morel goes for the 40-20, seeing nobody at home, and will get the bounce of the ball, Mike, but we'll get back to it. But a long way back, almost on his own try line, gets it to the full-back Mullen, and Mullen has found space. Kieran Moss chasing Mullen, and able to bring him down. Halifax need to be careful not to give away a penalty. And Tyson's turned up from the other side of the field thinking he can do something for the Swinton Lions. And the ball, has it come loose? Tangle of bodies. And another head-high tackle penalised by the referee on George Tyson, and Swinton further forward they could have ever dreamt after that kick from Morel pushing them back towards their own try line. But somehow Mike Butt and Mullen, between them combining, and Mullen racing upfield 60 metres, and then Tyson being awarded the penalty. Aidan Hansen on. Swinton looking for an immediate response to that Halifax try.
Josh Ganson is replaced by number 14.
Hansen goes on his own, doesn't go in support, but decided to go on his own, try for the glory, didn't get there. Jack Hansen to Braycheck, and Braycheck charging towards the line, and the ball dropped by the Swinton captain. It's in the arms of Nzongo. But Halifax not paying any attention to him because the referee had seen the knock on by Braycheck. I think it was. So they will come back to the 10-metre line for a scrum into the last 5 minutes of the first half. Well, it's not being dominated by either side really. But Halifax have somehow managed to get themselves a 12 points to 4 lead. As Grady meets stiff defence off the back of the scrum. Tangata will drive it up again. Defensive effort is committed from the Swinton Lions as Fleming drives it forward, and Fleming looking lowest likely at the moment, and almost again they are threatening to break through the Lions defence. Now Halifax move it wide, and off goes Chester Butler. Inside is Moss in support, and surely it's a second try for Halifax. Well, Halifax have just done what Swinton did to them with Mike Butt and Craig Mullen, and it was Chester Butler pinned his ears back and set off for the line. The defenders were there, but Kieran Moss was also there in support to score his second and Halifax's third try. Well, Chester Butler can't just score them, he can also provide as well. Tremendous pace for somebody that's adapting to life as a second row forward. Although he played on the wing last season with good effect with 2 tries at Warrington, showing the speed there through the middle. Chester Butler setting up Kieran Moss's second try. It makes you wonder how Wilkinson Rovers, with the precarious position they're in this season, could afford to let Kieran Moss go with the talent he's got. When you look at their try scoring charts, and he's probably on 3 or 4 for KR, and the top scorer's only on 5. But Halifax won't mind if he keeps scoring like that for them till the end of the season, turning up in the right place at the right time. And a good inside ball from Butler meant that Kieran Moss could go under the post, where Steve Tyrett gets his third conversion from 3 attempts. And makes it Swinton 4, Halifax 18. Well, it settles the nerves down, it gives a bit more confidence for Halifax. Well, there didn't look to be anything on there because the defence was committed from Swinton. But Halifax drawing the forwards into the middle and then moving it out wide.
Replaces number 8, Andy Braycheck.
Ed Barber underneath
Substitution for Halifax.
a shorter kick-off.
Brandon Moore. Replaces number 9, Ben Kay.
Brandon Moore on for Ben Kay. Will Sharp driving it forward, and you sense Halifax are making a few more metres forward with the ball now, and the confidence they're getting. Oh, great ball to Dan Fleming, and he stepped through the line this time, but only to be drawn back by another forward pass. Well, Fleming's already threatened to do that on 2 occasions, and the Swinton defence were able to pull him down. But that time he managed to find the gap with the inside pass from Grady. But again, it's forward. That's the 3rd time in the first half they've been penalised for it. But I suppose it's the old adage, if you don't make mistakes, you're not trying anything. 3 forward passes. Shows its own answer to that one. Halifax are trying and just failing on the timing of the pass. So Swinton will get the ball on the Halifax 40. Hansen feeds it. Hankinson is a tackle by Tyrett and Grady. Hayden Hansen to Jack Hansen to Nzongo, and that one looked forward and ignored by the officials. Nzongo appealing for something, and that's a wild pass out to Tyson. Sharp holding Tyson up, but they'll need some help because Tyson will show some effort down that far side. Gets back into the Halifax red zone, and 17 Kyle Shelford. Hansen gets it away. Mullen over the top of Ben Heaton, Ben Johnson and the supporting Mike Button out into touch. And relief for Halifax as the ball sails out on the full. It'll give them letting them feed at the scrum on the 10-metre line. Well, Swinton being forced to into pushing the passes, and obviously they thought that one was on to Mike Butt, but unfortunately misjudged it completely and sent it way over the top of everybody, and even the touch judge without play, and Halifax will get the ball back in the hands, and Tyra he's being held down a little bit, is Tyra. Swinton try to slow the play the ball down. Ed Barber is dumped to the ground by 3 defenders. Will Sharp takes it up to the 30. Halifax who's happy to play one out rugby in the moment to try and get themselves back towards the Swinton half, with Tangata up to the 40. Time almost up in the first half as Morell gets it to Griggs. Griggs out to Barber. Barber out to Will Sharp. Looks back inside and finds Barber in support. Ed Barber will kick, and Johnson will be on the end of it, and Halifax will score before half time. A try which might prove decisive in the final outcome of this game. But again, Halifax pushing the pass, this time successfully. No hints of a forward pass anywhere. Ed Barber involved twice on that move.
Ben Johnston.
And Ben Johnson on the end of a sweeping move from around about halfway to increase Halifax's lead. Swinton 4, Halifax 22. And Halifax for the moment playing with a big smile on the face at 22 points to 4 up in this first half at Hayward Road. Richard Marshall called for a win today, and so far it's going that way. Halifax just have to make sure that they continue in this vein as half time approaches. The wind has dropped a little bit, so that might help in the second half for Swinton. They've tried to use it earlier in the first half, but to no real effect. And Steve Tyra looking for 4 from 4, and another positive indication from the touch judge tells you
Stephen Tyra.
Tyra's kicked 4 from 4, and it's a 20-point lead for Halifax at Swinton Lions 4, Halifax 24. And becoming a totally dominant first half performance. It looked at 6-4 as if Halifax were in a real scrap, but managed to edge themselves away from the Swinton Lions. Well, there's a shout, and Griggs taking the ball from the kick-off. Ed Barber was very close. Griggs gets up, play the ball. Here goes Dan Fleming again. Well, they've got wise to him this time. Fleming trying to get up and play the ball quickly. Brandon Moore gets it to Simon Griggs, and Griggs lost the ball under pressure, but there was a Swinton hand in there. There was a 6 Halifax penalty. I wonder if there's time left on the clock for Halifax to post another one. They may need to be quick with the half-time hooter approaching. Morell puts it into touch, but he's quickly over to get the ball in motion as Griggs gets it to Tangata, and Tangata takes on 3 Swinton forwards. Brandon Moore to Ben Johnson, Johnson to Kieran Moss, and Moss going for a hat-trick, but Jack Hansen, the most alert of the defenders. Ben Eaton picks it up from acting half and goes towards the line, but the defence are getting back. Griggs turns it back inside to Fleming, and no denying Dan Fleming this time as he breaks through the line close enough to the Swinton try line to go over and put the ball down. Well, Halifax turning this into a real avalanche at the moment with a 5th try.
For Halifax by number 29, Dan Fleming.
Dan Fleming makes it 28 points to 4. With his second try of the season for Dan Fleming, but he's been threatening constantly every time he's had ball in hand to go through the Lions defence, and on that occasion was perfectly placed to take Griggs' pass. Looked like Griggs was going to go on his own, but opted to pass, seeing Fleming in open space. It was quite easy. Halifax to score another try close to the post as well. And this should be an easy one to tire to make it 5 from 5. I'm not sure who it is, but Halifax will begin this second half, and Aaron Hall, probably the biggest forward on the Swinton side now, has come onto the field. Shelford driving it up. Stuart Littler will have had plenty to say to his troops at half time, and Mike Brook trying to respond there. Giving a penalty away.
Chris Hankinson is replaced by number 25, Will Hope.
Will Hope back on, replacing Chris Hankinson. And maybe Hankinson is requiring some hospital treatment. Halifax appealing to the judge, overlooking that tackle for a knock on. And Zungu looked to offload to Aidan Hansen then, but fell under the pressure of the Halifax defenders. Shelford gets the pass away, and that looked a touch forward, allowed to continue playing. Aaron Hall brought down 5 metres away. Hansen going for the glory again from acting half, and again being stopped by the Halifax defence. Now they move it out a bit wider. There was almost an error there. It's come down off a Halifax player, and Tyson appeals for, gets the decision from the referee from the initial knock on from Halifax from the kick through. Referee saying that Halifax played at the ball, well, knocked the ball on as it was passed. I think it's Will Sharp who got a hand to it. So an opening that's encouraging for the Swinton Lions as they scrum down on Halifax 10. Long pass out from one Hansen to the other as Thornley drops out of the scrum, and a tackle on the 10 metre line. And Mullen up from full back there into the acting half position to give the ball to Rodri Lloyd, but Lloyd falls back under pressure from Johnson and Grady as the ball's moved. Well, there was a look of worry in Brad Billsborough's face then as Barber moved out quickly to him, and Shelford is thrown to the ground by Tangata. Halifax looking to keep Swinton out. In comes Mullen from the full back position again. Kick coming from Hansen, chasers are there, and Ed Barber, well, he scooped the ball away, and somehow Ben Eaton's got it back from the in-goal area into the field of play. And Fleming again threatening to get through the defence. Good work from Hope to bring him down. Halifax looking to make metres. It looks like Elliot Morris is on for Halifax with his first touch. Tangata Charging it forward, Halifax using the forwards as a battering ram, but it's the last tackle, and Morrell is forced to kick, and Mullen has dropped back, and he gives the ball to Gabriel Fell, who's had little to do in this match so far. Tyson screaming for the pass and then bundled to the ground by Barber and Sharp. And feeling the effects of...
Replaces number 4, George Tyson.
So Josh Ganson on for George Tyson. That's the 2 first choice centres for Stuart Littler's side, now left the field. And both have been tended to by the NHS for the foreseeable. Maybe a bit longer for George Tyson. Aidan Hansen takes it forward. Ganson back on the field. Jack Hansen kicks out of hand. Will Sharp underneath, and he will run it back. Gives it to Kieran Moss, and Kieran Moss looking for an opportunity which wasn't really there, with plenty of Swinton defenders around him to tackle him on the 40-metre line. Ben Heaton charges it up. Trill tries to go forward, 3 men around him. Elliot Morris takes it over halfway and almost up to the Lions 40. Johnson to Grady, Grady to Tyra, Tyra running away from the defence, running away from the support, but because he knew he could make it into the corner for the first try of the second half for Halifax. And Steve Tyra's contribution with the boot in the first half, with 5 from 5 goals, has just been added to with a try really should never have scored. The Swinton defence had hands on him but couldn't keep hold of him, and Tyra ran away from the support, but had the confidence to go all the way to the corner. Left himself a difficult kick from out on the touchline. I don't think he'll be too bothered with a massive 30-point lead now for Halifax. And with only 14 fit players left, 15 fit players left rather, for Stuart Littler, it really is going to be an uphill struggle.
Try for Halifax by number 3, Stephen Tyra.
Especially with the loss of his first 2 choice centres, or 2 first choice centres. Stephen Tyra's most difficult kick of the afternoon so far from the touchline. He's on a roll with a 100% record. Can he add to it with this? Not so. But 34 points to 4. I'm too worried about the outcome of that kick. Halifax shall have the upper hand in this game now. And have set off the right wing the second half, as the Swinton Lions supporters try to encourage their side on. Morrell gives it to Tangata, and Tangata, well, he took it strongly and he ran strong, but he couldn't get through the Swinton's defence. Here's a man that's proved already he can, Dan Fleming, but there's 3 men around him this time. Shane Grady takes the ball up, there's 4 men around him. Jack Hansen is the one that's round the legs to make sure Grady stops. Brandon Moore goes on his own, bounces off one tackler into the arms of Nzungu. Morrell to Morris, and Elliot Morris has created himself an opening, but I'm not sure whether he dropped the ball. Well, certainly not deliberately, but I think there may have been a hand tugging on the arm that just helped release the ball from Elliot Morris's grasp. Then as they lost possession. Well, what can Swinton conjure up with Aidan Hansen being tackled very quickly? Gabriel Felt comes inside, carries the ball up, but then he's carried back with the determination of the Halifax defence. Jack Hansen to Nzongu, who falls down in appearing to look as though he's trying to offload. Then Ganson to Hansen out to Mullen, the full-back. The kick is from Rodri Lloyd and Kieran Moss. That one almost bouncing off his chin, but he managed to keep hold of it, and Kieran Moss going across the defence, 20 metres sideways for Moss, non-forward. Will Sharp, well, he's going the same way as Will Sharp, and managed probably to carry it forward a couple of metres at best. Dan Fleming up again and bouncing off players. And Aaron Hall feeling the impact of Fleming there as Grady charges onto the ball at pace, takes it over halfway. Brandon Moore, Kieran Moss loses it behind him. There's the ball gone backwards, but it's last tackle on halfway. Back inside, not the best pass to Johnson, but Johnson will get a kick away in between the two wingers who are dropping back. Gabriel Fell, who picks it up, and he set off at speed, but he stopped when he got to Grady with a smothering tackle from Shane Grady, putting him down. And Kyle Shelford not able to make too many metres. Hansen gets the ball away, and Halifax have numbers there. There's a Swinton man down on a late tackle, looked like Jack Hansen. Dan Fleming asking what it was for, and the referee has taken Swinton to the 23 metres back from their own line for only their fourth penalty of the match. Thornley, Billsborough, Nzongu. Looked like the pass was going to go to Hall then, but Halifax won't care because the ball's gone to ground and they'll get possession back. So only a brief spell of possession. Halifax managed to starve the Swinton Lions so far off possession in the second half. Referee looking for a full quarter of 6 in the scrum for the Swinton Lions, gets it eventually. Brandon Moore to Tyra, and Tyra had the handoff on Hansen, but Shelford round the leg stops Tyra just outside the 40 as Grady gets it away, and Ben Heaton has to come back inside, finds his path blocked by Grady, who's still getting to his feet and manages to make 4 or 5 metres. Johnston to Tangata, and Tangata runs the ball up strongly into the tackle of Aidan Hansen, and Nzongu. Harrell out the back to Barber. Barber looking for a way through the outside backs of the Swinton Lions side, but not finding any space. Will Sharp, a long pass inside. Fraser Morris picks up, goes on his own. Aaron Hall makes the tackle with Kyle Shelford. Halifax come back to the right with Ed Barber again. Ed Barber gets it away to Will Sharp, and Will Sharp's looking for an opportunity, but there's another head-high tackle which will see another penalty awarded to Halifax. And Will Sharp gets up, goes back to his position out on the wing, but Halifax will continue to pepper this Swinton line with attacks as Fleming looks for a second, spinning away from defenders, eventually hauled down just short by Shelford, and it's Morrell that's going to score for Halifax off the pass for Brandon Moore. Well, he's a late starter, is Scott Morrell, with a try scoring this season, but that's his fourth. And Brandon Moore spotting his captain in a good position, and Scott Morrell extends the Halifax lead. Swinton Lions 4, Halifax 38. And Shane Grady looks like he was struggling when he was trying to get up previously after the tackle when Ben Heaton came inside, but the medical staff on now having a look at him, getting back to his feet, and seems to be alright. Well, Steve Tyder will surely take the Halifax score to 40.
Successful conversion for Halifax by number 3, Stephen
conversion. 6 conversion, 5 in the first half, 1 in the second. Missed the attempt from his own try from out on the touchline. There's no error this time from Halifax. It looks like it to Haywood Road as they now lead 40 points to 4. Barber calls and receives. Fleming is tackled as he tries to go forward. Tangata will drive the ball up, taking it further away from the Halifax line, nearer towards that Swinton territory. Johnson brings Grady on the inside. Grady almost up to the 40. And a long time for the Swinton defenders to get up off Shane Grady there. Johnson to Barber, and Barber shaped a pass but then went on his own. 3 defenders there again, but Barber's gone over halfway for Halifax. And suffered at the hands of the Swinton defence there. Ed Barber trying to run it off. Grady loses possession, and it's a foot race, but I can't see Rodri Lloyd going from halfway with the ball. Halifax get back and bring him down, and Elliot Morris was chancing his arm there, looked like a flop, but he got away with it. Jack Hansen, a no-look pass. Mullen into the line, but forced to the ground by Ed Barber, who seems to have recovered from the contact with the Swinton defence moments ago. Ganson to Nzongo, 20 metres out, maybe a kick. That's the only option now from Swinton. It's an inside kick, but it's into the arms of Kieran Moss, and Moss was almost away then, but for somebody getting a hand on his shirt and dragging him down. Ben Heaton looks like he's away as well, and again it's a grab of the shirt, and Heaton gets it back to Kieran Moss, and Moss is off again and put down by Aaron Hall, 5 metres from halfway. That's good metres made by Halifax. Ben Heaton's off again, takes it over halfway. Fairbank shows and drives the ball into the tackle. Johnson gets it away to Moss. Moss on to Tyler. Is Tyler going to get a double? Oh, it's a great ball away to Heaton. Heaton gets it back inside to Johnson, and Ben Johnson is going to go in for his second try of the afternoon. get there, and Brandon Moore gets it to Jacob Fairbank, who looked around, I thought, to offload, but Swinton defence cutting that option. Johnson kicks, and Ben Heaton's chasing it down the touchline. Mike Butt has finished up in the in-goal area, and Ben Heaton was offside, says the referee. Thinks he couldn't have got there that quick. Well, he obviously did. I'm not sure from what position. Following the ball, you can't really see if the man's offside, but the referee saw it. And decided on a Lions penalty, which will give them one of the few sets of possession they've had in this second half, Halifax. Despite only 14 points, they've had the best of the possession.
Substitution for Lions, number 15, Benny Austin, replacing number 33.
Billsborough's gone down, and Fleming's gone in late. The referee has said get up and play the ball. Well, Billsborough, I think the crowd are incensed because it looked like Brad Billsborough was struggling anyway from the tackle when he went down, and Fleming came in to make sure he couldn't get up and play it on. But if perhaps the Swinton supporters might have reacted differently had Billsborough had the ability to get up and play the ball, but because he was struggling and Fleming coming in to complete the tackle, the Swinton supporters were not happy. It all comes to naught again for the Lions on the Halifax 40 as they turn over possession, and Ed Barber gives it to Tangata, and Adam Tangata gets over the 40. Here goes Chester Butler again, looking for a way through, and gets dumped to the ground. Tangata to Will Maher, who's back on for Halifax, and a spin out of the tackles just outside the Swinton 30-metre line. Ben Kay back on, Ben Johnson to Morris, and that'll be another penalty to Swinton. Well, they've been fairly clean, Halifax. They've only given 5 penalties away. Given a lot of meterage away there though, as Rodri Lloyd took the quick tap and set off, gets to within 5 metres of halfway. Mike Butt looking for a way around the Halifax defence, but thrown to the ground. Good defence from Ben Johnson. Jack Hansen shows the ball. Billsborough gets it away. Will Sharp misses the tackle. Ed Barber, a long way to go. He's got people chasing after him. That's Barber. He's kicked ahead for Will Sharp, and Sharp's going to have to go some to get to that one, and he tried, but did it come off a Swinton hand to put it to out of play? It did, and there's another Swinton player left on the floor. And so we may have another break in play now, as Stuart Littler's troops keep falling by the wayside. Well, Ed Barber knew he wasn't going to make the full distance. 2 of the speedsters after him from the Swinton side. The fullback Mullen's got some pace, and Gabriel Felt was after him. The kick inside, and the outcome was that Hayden Hansen was left on the floor. Heavy strapping on the left knee, but he's got back onto his feet as Swinton are forced to drop out from under the post. Plenty of height and distance. Kieran Moss has come forward to it, and Will Maher is going at full belt, and well, he got a good carry and a good meet again there from Will Maher. Johnson gets it away to Grady, and they're shouting a forward pass again. Well, I don't think I've ever seen as many. Well, not so much seen as many, but I don't think I've seen as many forward passes penalised as this afternoon. I think that's 5 now. Halifax are being pulled back on. But again, I suppose if you're not making mistakes, you're not trying things. Halifax have that luxury with the 40-point lead that they hold. Swinton not really much in the way of resistance, and certainly not much in the way of ideas when it comes to scoring. I've been really close to Halifax try line in this second half, maybe a couple of occasions. And that's another high tackle. Dan Fleming penalised by the referee. Well, an ill-disciplined end to the game for Halifax, who've given a couple of penalties away. And again invited Swinton into the red zone. Rodri Lloyd gets it to Hansen, looking to move it across the field. Billsborough, Thornley. Well, first tackle, ball put down by Thornley, and maybe a sign of tiredness now on this Swinton side, having spent most of the game defending and most of the second half defending and without the ball through errors like that by Thornley and others, and not helping the course for the Lions. And Halifax have fed on those errors and an ever-growing confidence, taking a lead that was probably unassailable at half-time. Didn't need to do too much in the second half. They've only scored 14 points. Tyra, Merrill and Johnson with the 3 tries. And unusually, here they go again with Morris. Well, can Halifax reach the 50 with Fairbank to Tyra, Kieran Moss, Will Sharp stepping inside one, but the sliding defence across for the Lions. Tangata gets the ball away, Fairbank can't keep hold of it. Counter attack will start and end very quickly with the referee in the last tackle, and tempers becoming a little bit frayed there with Adam Tangata with about 4 or 5 Swinton players around him. Well, nothing more than a few handbags being thrown there. The players split up and play continues. And Swinton again bring it away from their own line and out of their own red zone, being limited by Halifax's defence, which is plenty left in the tank seemingly, as 3 men move in to make another tackle. Tangata, Tyra and Chester Butler. And man rugby from Swinton trying to find a way through, and Hansen with a long kick looking for a 40-20. Well, the kick's long enough, but Ben Eaton's back to sweep up at the back and take the ball forward, and another good kick return from Heaton takes him almost up to the 40. Tyra inside to Elliot Morris, and Morris threatening to go through the defence on that occasion, gets brought down short of halfway. Ben Kay across to Will Marr, good tackle, stops Marr though. Ben Kay to Fairbank, looked like he was looking to get the arm free, but Halifax have only made it up to the Swinton 40-metre line, and now that looking to unleash that left-hand attack on that far side as Tyra gets the pass away to Kay, pops it up for Grady, and Grady almost through the defence, and still trying to make metres forward with 2 defenders around him. Last tackle, Ed Barber puts in the crossfield kick. Well, Tyra was there, but not close enough to latch onto the pass. Tyra kicking as Scott Morell has left the field, and another penalty. Again, Halifax penalised. Scrappy and indisciplined end to the game from Halifax as it approaches. A long stoppage, of course, for that injury to George Tyson. Even though Halifax have gifted possession to Swinton with a few penalties in the second half, their completion rate's been good in attack, and the completion rate has been good in defence as well. And Dan Fleming making a tackle that countered but illegally, said the Swinton faithful, Kieran Moss. Brings the ball back, not risking the pass, gets up and plays it quickly. Ben Heaton gets it inside to Fairbank, and Fairbank gets over the 20. And Swinton struggling with the fatigue levels. Halifax threatening to bust the tackles on every occasion. Fairbank and Will Sharp. Kieran Moss to Morris, gets the pass away. Halifax keep it moving. Will Sharp drops it and knocks it backwards. Will Marr is not hanging about, but he's not going to get any decent meterage out of the counter-attack. Halifax supporters on the far side calling for a penalty. Will Marr appealing for it. Brandon Moore bounces off the first tackle. Caught eventually, and Rodri Lloyd coming in as a third man just to make sure Moore went down. And Brandon Moore, the ball has come loose. It's been gathered up again, but it'll be a knock on, so Halifax will get an opportunity. From the scrum on the 10-metre line. Maybe a chance to get to 50 points. Tyra gets it away to Tangata, and Tangata, well, composure needed, but not executed by Halifax as Tangata popped the ball up into the hands of a Swinton player. Swinton looking at bringing the ball away. Tangata in with Chester Butler to make the tackle. And Thornley, big tackle on him, and Will Hope to the 40, but the referee has got his hand in the air indicating the last tackle, and Ben Kate charged forward then, and I think he got a hand on the ball, but Moss feels the kick. Ben Heaton gets away from the first attempted tackle and the second, and Ben Heaton has found himself in a big gap, turns it to Will Sharp, and Will Sharp put the ball down, and Halifax probably could have had a bag full of points if the passes had been good from Will Sharp on that occasion, or the pass to Will Sharp on that occasion, and the previous pass from Tangata, which was a bit of a speculator. And Halifax players are dragging Will Sharp away from the confrontation with Aaron Hall, while Ben Heaton's on the floor receiving attention. I think just falling a little bit awkwardly, Ben Heaton. And both touch judges on. There didn't seem to be anything in that. Will Sharp was Not happy with the attention he got from Aaron Hall. He just needs to call who Braycheck, the Swinton captain, and Ben Kay as looks like the Halifax standing captain with Scott Morrell off the field. So Ben Heaton back on his feet. The referee not needing to take any serious action there. And the Halifax players were more concentrating on getting it to Aaron's all at it against Fairbank. This time throwing punches at him, and Aaron Hall looking for the ball. Let's see who he's going to run at this time. There we go. Charging it up, disappearing under 3 defenders. And Barber out, putting pressure on, the ball goes to ground. Will Hope picks it up. Braycheck appeals to the referee for the head-eye penalty, the head-eye tackle from Fairbank. Fairbank still shaking his head at that decision from the referee. And I think Braycheck did as much to get that penalty then with his appeal. He was virtually stood in front of the referee then. Hansen, Mullen gets the ball away. Halifax looking to finish the game with just one try against them. Swinton hoping to compose more points to show for their efforts, but well, there's an opportunity, and Tangata has caught Billsborough around the head this time. Well, it's pretty easy to do because Billsborough is not a very tall man, and Adam Tangata's reaction tackle as Billsborough went inside, so coming together of the players again. I think he'll just award the penalty to Swinton. Let's get on with the game. And he's still speaking to Ben Kay. More of a reckless tackle than something to cause injury. It was the way Billsborough went inside. Tangata reacting by throwing the arm out. So there's always a danger that was going to happen. Thornley to Billsborough, winning the wars a bit this afternoon. Billsborough still getting up and coming back as Halifax are up quickly from the play of the ball back onto their own try line. Billsborough gets the ball away, and Jack Hansen almost threatening to break through as the on-rushing Halifax defence. Here they come again, moving out really quickly, and Aaron Hall is a target for the Halifax defence, put down 2 metres away. Ganson looks right, looks left, then kicks, and Tyra, well, took a swing to try and put the ball out of play, but in the end just picked it up and was caught in the in-goal area, which means it'll be a drop out under the post. Swinton will get the possession to have an attack on this Halifax line for perhaps the final time. Nothing more than a consolation at 46 points to 4 for Swinton as Braycheck offloads to Mullen, and Mullen slips out of the first 2 tacklers, and Mullen off on his way towards the Halifax line, but has put the ball down. I think he was trying to get it free to try and get the offload away then. But he'd done well enough to pass through 3 Halifax defenders and evade the clutches, but then just lost control of the ball as he went down, knocked on. And so Swinton's one of the rare chances they've had. Well, I don't know how he can claim the possession from that. Looked like hair and all, went down onto his knees and finished up in Halifax second row as he tried to pick the ball up. So the referee will call the scrum again. And Ben Heaton, well, he's not given as much room this time. Ben Heaton takes 3 to bring him down though. Just inside the 30, Brandon Moore gets to Will Marr, and Marr spins his way backwards into the tackle. Fairbank loses possession. A little hesitation there. Thornley looked like he was going to pick it up. There was Will Hope in the end who did. Ganson turns it back to Mullen. Mullen left to run the defence on his own again. This time gets the pass away to Lloyd. Lloyd gets it out wide to Mike Button, but